I've heard a number of people complaining in my chats and my comments about Suicune Greninja Giratina taking over, and if you're looking for a deck list that can give you excellent counterplay against that while also feeling reasonable into a number of other things, this Raikou Magnezone 1 feels fantastic. This deck list has good draws both while going first and going second, which is something that I always look for in a deck list. Your ideal opener is a Raikou in your lead, and then you have Magnemite into Magneton into Elemental, switch that energy up, and start attacking with your Raikou early and often, and then you charge up your Magnezone in the backline, whose 110 point massive swings can typically drag up whatever EX Pokemon your Raikou did chip shot damage to, thanks to Cyrus, to close the game out ASAP. This deck list felt like it had nice flexibility. There's games where you're Raikou into Magnezone and close things out quickly, but you also have 1-1-2 sequences for prize mapping where you go Magnezone into an Oricorio and then finish on a Raikou, or even another zone, making your opponent chip through a ton of HP to actually get the win. We add in a couple copies of Giant Cape and Pokemon Center Lady as a little bit of sustain, and then X Speed is our last flex slot here, giving us the ability to get Raikou into that active spot more frequently, so we can get that start of flow of cards going, so we can assemble our stage 2 more often. If you enjoy competitive off-meta decks like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel to not miss anything else that we're going to be covering here. This one pulled me all the way through Ultra 4 up to Master Ball in a single sitting, and it felt quite good. If you enjoyed today's deck, make sure you smash the like button on the video. For the rest of the day, have fun with this one. All right, this is an excellent start here. Our first game this set, where we have the Magnemite Magneton Elemental switch on the play with the Raikou here. Extra Raikou insulates us against a Sabrina on the first turn, which is lovely as well. Hey Jeff, do you ever play a game called Keyforge? I demoed Keyforge at Gen Con the year it released, but never played it past that. I don't think we're supposed to cape yet. Excited to find out why that's wrong and get punished for not doing it. The Cyrus plus X speed looking real good here. Chip shot on the Raikou, looking very good. Oh, I should have played the cape. Narrator. I guess they have to retreat both the energy off of this. So, like, not the end of the world, but I should have definitely put this up to 110. They're dead to Magnezone. Let's thin the basic first. Two zones and a communication. And they can basically just never win the game from here, right? They have no energy at any of these. I have Cyrus next turn as well. Orgo's actually not very good in this matchup, just for reference. Dodge a Giovanni, we can dodge a ball here. Oricorio's in the deck for a lot of the more random other decks between Rocky Helmets and Nightmare Auras. Like, if Oricorio is good into this archetype wouldn't be a top deck for as long as it has been. Oricorio is an annoying, obnoxious card that punches down. That doesn't work, right? I win the game before the between turn triggers happen. So Rocky Helmet would draw here, but that one I win, yeah? Right? Cool. Close. Yeah, I think this deck's pretty competitive, man. What does punching down mean? Punching down means Oricorio is a card that's good against decks that already struggle to be competitive. That is not the baby magnet I wanted for Christmas. Come on, baby magnet. Oh, this is guaranteed to be baby magnet, yeah? Okay, and now I just need to draw an elemental switch in my next 2 draws. Or another research. Unlucky. Game ends on the spot if we hit it there, I bet. Now I have to play a game. Can we dodge Osiris? We can. Is that a giant measuring bowl? Yes. Giant measuring bowl is the strictly superior way to consume salad. So that way you have an appropriate place to mix it up without it spilling over the top. I don't fill the bowl with ingredients. You put it like halfway, but then it gives you space to, you know, toss your salad in peace without making a mess. It's awful. It's awful when you're tossing a salad and it makes a mess everywhere. Are we hitting them with the bullets? Or are we pivoting into the Magda zone? I think I'm just hitting them with the bullet. I'd like to get one more free energy on the Magda zone, I think. My wife always uses too small of a bowl, and it makes a mess when she tosses a salad. Sounds like an issue that needs some practice to fix it. And, like, they can clear out the Raikou this turn, but then they're not putting a Psychic Energy on the Tina, meaning they're still, like, infinite turns away from that getting to do something useful here. Alright, do they have the Cyrus to pull the Magneton up? They do not. Okay. So we'll Volt Charge, we'll Magna Zone, probably Oricorio. What kind of bike do you ride? I think the brand is Verve. Is that a bike brand? I think Verve or Verve 2 is the name that stands out. I'd have to look though. I went to a local bike shop, and they let me, like, demo ride a bunch of different bikes that they had, and I bought the one that rode the best. Yeah, and, like, this is the downside we were talking about, right? Like, they got that first knockout on the Raikou with the Greninja, but now they're so far off of this being able to attack, we're just completely locked out here, basically. I think Entei is more of a finisher card than an opener card. That's wrong. So Entei's attack upside makes it a finisher, but that's why Entei is the worst of the beasts, is because all of the beasts are starters, not finishers. And don't get me wrong, Entei is fine because drawing cards is fine, attacking for 60 for 2 is fine, but that's all it does is attack for 60 for 2. It doesn't have other upside. My man. My man. Come to Papa. Best deck in the game? Nothing on Magnezone, gamers. We do be streaking though. We do be streaking. All right, we got 2 draws at or 3 draws at a Magneton here. Draw step, Raikou, draw step. If we find the Magneton in these next 2 draws and researches our redraws, we can attack with this next turn, which should be lovely. I really like 2 elemental switches in this deck. Yeah. It's just like, it's literally the best card in your deck in so many situations. Very, very powerful. That's definitely the difference between winning and losing in a lot of these games where you're going first. What do we think of Cyrusing up Buzzwole to mark some damage on it? I think I'm into it. I get to kill the Pheromosa regardless. And then, in theory, if they don't have more healing, the zone is lethal next turn. A lot of times these decks play Erica. Oh, but I guess if they want to Lusamine to Big Beat, they can't also Erica. They have to choose between healing and clearing. So you're cooked. This deck feels really clean. Let's make sure we Volt Charge so we don't mess it up. Don't want to evolve too soon. Win streak. That's so many win streak. Get in the zone. Magna zone. All right, can we take this one all the way to Master Ball? I feel like that might be an option. It's feeling like that might be an option. Boo, Arcorio. Alas, maybe time for our streak to be broken, gamers. I'm just gonna assume Jay's posting a YouTube link means he deserves to be timed out. Ick. Baby magnet at least. We're switching to Suicune in the face of Oricorio. Do we have Candy Ninja? Repel, sure. None of the kids respect X speed these days, chat. It's so good. I love that there's so many more decks that encourage me to play X speed. It's like such a good gotcha card. Clean 70 ball here. Is there a Candy Frog in my future? That is not the energy placement of someone who has a Candy Frog. That is, however, the energy placement of someone who's about to get their clock cleaned by a Magnezone. Is it? Huh. Am I attacking with Raikou this turn? Is that crazy? Yeah, it's gotta be crazy. I think it's just Magnezone, right? I think it's just Magnezone. Yeah, I was gonna hit him. Thoughts on Repel in this deck or Repel in general? I think Repel is generally worse than Sabrina and Cyrus. And in this deck specifically, I don't have room for a third way to interact with my opponent's bench cards, that I absolutely wouldn't play those cards before I would play Cyrus. thought we were finally gonna lose, chat. Turns out our deck is too cracked. There's enjoyable free-to-play games in the world. Once Upon a Galaxy is really sweet free-to-play. Genuinely one of the best bite-sized strategy games I've touched. We do be shrinking. That might make more sense. X speed doing work here, showing why we're playing it over a copy of Leaf. I don't think I want to cape. The only compelling reason to cape here this early is in case they red Carter Marsby. Okay. Title of the stream needs to be corrected. You're not my dad. You don't tell me how to live my life. I need an angsty teenage magnet, chat. Ooh, they're working on their Evos too. If it's ever Pokemon Center Lady here to insulate against Cyrus. You're late, Magneton. I would say unlucky, but we should have played around that. Put a cape on this in case they hit a bunch of evolutions. Once they hit, they just need to hit Sylveon EX and like the whole dam breaks down. Now our saving grace here is the opponent's archetype often doesn't have room to play 2 Cyrus. So hopefully this Raikou could take a hit. And we'll be able to pivot it out. One in 3 to redraw a Cyrus here, which would be nice. It would let us clear this and put 10 on this, which would put it in range of, what's it called? This locks them out of having too many evolutions next turn, which is great. It It does mean I can't it does mean I can't find this, but this is definitely correct. Alright, well, they're not drawing extra cards anytime soon. So we're definitely retreating. The question is, to what? Probably just the other Raikou. We've lost our Masters Bubble match a couple of times, Dilsky. Currently 2 off. Alright, that makes, that was probably the best draw in their deck, that and the EV. That was better because it thins the deck. It doesn't leave them a dead Pokeball. If I Cyrus and kill the Sylveon, they probably can't win the game, yeah? I guess they could have a Cyrus of their own. Is that right? Is that the line? So sometimes these decks play an Espeon. But they would need to draw that organically. So they need second Cyrus, which is unlikely, or baby Espeon, which is likely, but they have to draw it on the 1 in 5. I suppose Sabrina also gets us here. Because everything on my bench currently dies to a... Everything on my bench currently dies to, what's it called? Waiting for my opponent to return. I'm gonna assume that they no longer have outs. Oh, they're back? Maybe not? Did you get me? Okay, so we're gonna evolve the Magneton this turn so that way we don't die to Sabrina. And then we're gonna find out if they're playing a second copy of Cyrus or not next turn. I forgot to attach energy. I don't think it matters. So they're not dead on board. They can retreat again here. But they're dead. They're dead in 2, yeah? So they go up to 130, then I hit them down to 80, and then they go up to 110, and then they're dead to Magnezone. They're through both EV bags. They could have a cape. They haven't played a cape yet. Oh, they didn't play a cape. They have a full deck in their hand. Yeah, but like if they had a second cape, they could be sitting up because they haven't needed to play it yet. Oh, they can heal this one and it wastes another turn. I don't think it's possible for them to... The game can technically end in a draw if you burn enough turns. I think it's turn 30. Is it turn 30 when it draws? They're not getting a draw with just what's going on board. They need another... I think we're only on turn 22 or 23, so we should have them before then. What are your thoughts on the Guzzlord Celesteela deck? I covered that in the best decks roundup, Rubik. You should check that out in there. Talk about its matchup tables and stuff like that. I think that's probably a deck I won't play unless someone sends it in as a deck submission. I think plenty of other people will highlight that one. So many flavors that our opponent chooses to be salty. Right there. Thank you for the over 5 years. Appreciate you hanging out. If you haven't had a chance to yet, Eric, you haven't been rocking card games, you should give Once Upon a Galaxy a try. It's genuinely very good. So either you have a piece of healing from your hand or your dead deck's turn. Those are your choices. I will say, I think the number one thing I miss about Shadowverse's gameplay is how aggressive their timers are. The timers are way too long in pocket. Like, obviously this person should be less of a salty dickhead, but like, also, the timers are constructed in a way where this person is able to abuse my time doing this. Like, this is on Pokemon Pocket just as much as it's on my opponent, because Pokemon Pocket should design their systems better, so my opponent can't hold me hostage like this. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! We don't even let me get the final attack in, now we concede. Saved us all some time with that one, Gibber. Alright, we gotta win one of the next two. Thanks. Thanks for the game. Hope you had fun. Raikou Baby Magnet. Need to draw middle magnet and an electric thing, but energy switch. Could have a good start here while going first. Darkrai with first energy advantage. Quite good. Quite good. Okay. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. You got 2 draws at 2 switches. 2 researches as redraws. So one in 3. One in 6 to hit what we need. 1 in 6 to get redraws at the 1 in 6. We probably still, even if we miss on the energy switch, I think we still put an energy on Raikou here. Oh, gross. Well, I mean, that's actually good for us if we find... This is good for us if we find our switch. It's bad for us otherwise. If we find our switch, I get to clear the Mag B in one and then mark damage on the Darkrai. One in 6 to be in a commanding spot. I still put the energy here. It's close, though. Daylight $1 short. They didn't have a Giovanni, though, so Raikou lives. Would love to draw our Miser Cape, so that way we don't die to the chip shot next turn. Wait, they're giving us a point? That's gotta be wrong. Okay, and I found the cape to punish their line, too. So that's nice. Damage marked on Dark Daddy here. Draw another card. It's pretty good. Can they beat Magnezone? I guess they can retreat out. They're gonna need to retreat out, yeah. So we didn't redraw the Cyrus yet to win on the spot. 1 in 5. 1 in 5 for that next turn. Does Pokemon Center Ladying play around anything? I die to Dawn either way, right? Because I'm only going to 100. I think I'm just supposed to research. So that gives us the maximum chance to have Cyrus next turn. If playing Pokemon Center Lady played around anything, I would do it, I think, but it doesn't get rid of any of their outs. So we get cooked by a Dawn here, which they could be playing with the babies. I think Dawn's very reasonably in their output range. Narrator, Dawn was in fact not in their output range. We made it. We made it, gamers! From the bottom of Ultra 4 to Master Ball, the Raikou Magna Zone has led us here. What a lovely, lovely deck.